5, 4, 3, 2. What up, y'all? Welcome to Here's the Thing. I'm Kev on stage. She's
that chick Angel.
Welcome to another podcast episode. Smash that like button. Smash that notification button. It's a banger all 2021. Shout out to vaccines, because the Delta variant is out here acting up. Why couldn't they call it American Airlines variant? I don't want my diamond medallion status. And use a doggone Delta.
That's right. You know what? We might show up. We ain't the first ones there, but when we show up, we stomping, folks.
Great analogy.
That's what we do.
Because the AKAs were first, right?
That's all right. But when we show up,
and then it's
everybody's going to feel
things are shutting back down again. Get your doggone vaccine, people.
Stop like an elephant. Yes, but yeah, I heard when I was getting my hair dyed, they were like, and it's taking out the kids. Yeah,
it's reminding me of what I felt like at the beginning of last year. Oh man, you heard about this thing? Oh, it's over in China. Well, maybe one person got in the U.S. You know, we go just close down for a little bit, just, because things crazy.
Quick 2 weeks,
Next thing you know, it's doggone 14 months of ice cream and Oreos.
But I don't understand it's science. I don't understand why people don't understand science by now.
We know.
Yes. So I was like, well, I guess we're going to live it up until it shuts down.
That's why I'm trying to get my last couple of vacations. I got one more weekend and a tour of blessings. Yeah. And I ain't got no vacation after that. No way. So if we shut down, ain't nothing but shows canceled again in poverty. I already started. Keep your distance. I'm set up now. Now I'm set up.
Man, you set up. Yes.
We got COVID testing. A lot of my friends is vaccinated. This is going to be, we've been through it now.
Yes.
We know what it's like.
Yes. As soon as my kids can get vaccinated, which they probably won't all be vaccinated until the end of the year based off of how they're doing these trials.
Yeah.
Then I'll be like, it's whatever.
JoJo is already enrolled for online school for all next year. He was like, no.
Yeah. Well, LAUSD's over here hopefully they'll have to shut back down. That'll be great because they're like, we're doing in person. I was like, but y'all, they don't have the
They didn't even have the setup stuff. And then school just got out and it's going to start back in next week. So anyway, let's continue. Oh, no. We might need a shutdown of the airports because otherwise Monique, she will not stop. Monique, Josh, throw the picture up.
Photo in 3, 2.
Last week, actually like a couple of days ago, Monique threw this up on the gram and she didn't delete it. Okay. Is it up?
It's up and it's stuck.
Is it stuck?
The delay.
Oh, the delay on the YouTube.
Because
the people on Patreon are watching.
5-6 seconds.
Here we go. The caption reads, if you can't read it, hey, beautiful queens. Hey, my babies.
Hey.
Emoji with hearts all around. No shaming. If this is the best you can do, no judgment. Do you? This was sent to me as an example of what we're talking about that goes on in our community. However, if this is not your best, then do better. Being that ultimately the decision either way is yours. I love us for real.
For real.
Is what Monique said. Now, in the comments of said post, there was a lot of people basically being like, this is wrong. You are shaming. You're cyberbullying, targeting, all that stuff. And then somebody said, you love you, Monique, but how about we mind our business? And she said, hey, beautiful. At what point do we mind our business of our community, capital letters, or is it everyone for themselves? The internet's wrath was a little bit stronger on Monique for actually posting a person instead of just talking about it in theory. And she stood 10 toes down.
Oh, she's doubling down on this one.
I mean, doubling down on it. How do you feel, Angel, as a black woman, not a bonnet wearer in the airport as I've seen, but as a member of our community?
I will wear a bonnet if I want to, and I don't care what anybody thinks. But
Monique won an Oscar.
I don't care. I'm grown. I am grown. Yes. Is it unfortunate that this woman's booty was out, and I don't think it was on purpose based off of how the outfit was situated? I don't think she was like, this is the style. My butt is supposed to be out while the rest of it is supposed to be like covered in the front. I just don't understand how how she thinks this is actually helpful is the thing. Like, okay, she has a point of view, just like everyone is allowed their point of view. If she thinks that we are not queens for wearing bonnets, she can feel it. Who cares? But at the same time, I'm like, you can't say this is not shaming when you're not. This is not assisting that woman. This is literally, this is a real person that will potentially be sent this picture and be like, girl, Monique didn't put your whole butt.
And let me tell you from experience, I know you're going to be sent it a lot.
Yes.
They're going to send it to her and I seen it.
Yes.
I
Yes.
seen it.
And I'll
booty
be the
be
first
out all the
person.
time.
My butt be, and this is basically a tagged photo.
Yes.
Nobody wants a tagged photo. I haven't had a chance to suck in, situate myself, get my feet together. Josh, no, he's better this year. Last tour, he was catching me breathing out.
Oh yeah.
Hey man,
I'm
catch
trying.
me on the uptake.
Oh, so you can do that. Come on, help
It's a
your
lot of
sister out.
timing, but you
Yeah,
know, God's giving
I
me
said,
a lot
hey,
of vision.
Josh,
Because-
from the side on the breathe out,
Listen.
never posting.
At
do
least
that.
you ain't getting. I hope it's a girl. That's what I be getting
Oh,
on
no.
these photos. I hope it's a girl. I'm like,
Leave Angel alone.
I'm like,
She's
it's
going through a
not.
lot.
It's just food.
I'm gonna be on you like that for that boy did Brittany. Leave Angel alone.
Thank you.
It's
Somebody
just
recently
alcohol and the Postmates.
It is.
This is a food baby.
literally got another comment last week on the podcast. Is Angel pregnant?
How do you deal with
I
that?
just laugh. I'm like, people are stupid. It's okay. It's
I
okay.
remember one time me and Melissa went to college. I don't know if I told the story before. I don't care. I'm gonna repeat the stories.
Come on,
I'm gonna repeat it when they
Like,
come
you
on here.
literally said this.
I
How
don't
you
care.
saying it again?
There's new fans every day. Everybody doesn't watch every video. We get in the elevator, going up to Melissa's dorm, loading in stuff for the very first time. Me, her mother, and Wahite, young woman, very young. Doors are closing. Melissa's mom goes, "How far along are you?" "I'm not pregnant." Ding. This girl was going to the 2000th floor. Nobody got off the elevator. Nobody stopped. I was just like, all the way up to the 14th floor. That elevator was like, hey, I can go slower. Watch this. I will go
Elevator was
slower.
going up like ding.
I have learned from that moment.
That's it.
I would never. I could be an OBGYN. Ding.
You sound like
Oh
Marcus.
man, you are giving birth? I didn't even know you were pregnant. You did all my appointments. What? I did it.
You got the baby in hand. That's crazy. Here you go.
How did you get here? I've made that mistake once with my son.
Oh, you can take the picture down,
Oh,
John.
we're sure. All right, that's fine.
Leave it up her. With my son's
It's up, but it's
preschool
It's really
teacher.
stuck. I'm just kidding.
We also went to church together, and she had a shuffle like a pregnant woman. So it was more so, it wasn't her tummy. It was like she was doing the like lean back shuffle walk. And I was like, girl, it's you again?
Is you again?
She was like, no. I was like, well, stop shuffling like that. Got me over here thinking I need to assist you. But that was the last time I ever did that. I was like, I got to realize some people
That's
got
the
pregnant
first time
shuffle.
ever you got a pregnant woman's gait.
Yes, that's what it was. I was like, it's not your stomach. It's how you're walking that's got me thinking,
That's
oh, do I
very-
need to hand on her back? That.
Was her feet hurting or something?
She just walk lazy.
I understand that.
She just be walking lazy. But however, I do really think with as big of a platform as Monique has, if this is really a concern of hers, she's just going about it the wrong way. If it's
What would
really,
be the right way?
I would say the right way could be giving away what she deems as appropriate travel clothing.
Do like a travel starter pack.
Having free etiquette classes if she feels like there's a certain way people need to handle themselves, make it available to the public rather than I'm going to put someone on display that did not ask to be on display. Now, mind you, we see people all the time in real life that be looking a mess, and then we share the picture with our circle of people. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and be like, if I didn't see that, I'd be like, Marcus, look at this woman's booty all out. But I also would not then take my entire platform of 180 some people on Instagram and be like, you guys do better in the airport.
Yeah.
for me, that just, it does like that. How's that person going to even be able to respond if they want to respond, that anybody would see it? It's just, I don't know. It's tacky, and it's hard for me to believe that she can't see that this isn't helpful.
Definitely not. I mean, in flying too, you're vulnerable coming off a flight sometimes. She could have been off a red eye.
Man.
You'd be discombobulated.
She's on Southwest, and I love Southwest, but you could have gotten bad seat. You could have been like going to San Francisco, and you had to stop and go another place. When we first started flying, Southwest make 4 stops, and it'd be cheaper to just ride this is like a bus at this point. You go from Seattle
Same time.
to Las Vegas to Dallas and to Atlanta. We had to get off and on. Like by the time you get off, it's been 10 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, and listen, I love Southwest. Don't get me wrong.
2 check bags free.
Listen, when you're a young comedian, and they got good prices.
Great
Yeah.
prices.
Great
Yeah, they do.
prices.
Yeah, they do.
But the same day, that travel day could be long. And I just think the thing that's really interesting to me, I never really cared too much about what other people are wearing at the airport that much. Like it's specifically bonnets, black women at the airport that Monique is just like,
It really bothers her a lot. It does. It does.
why are you, my queens, wearing black
Why?
bonnets?
I don't get it.
With
I
your
don't get it.
blackness at the air, you are gate A4 with a bonnet on. I demand more. I demand more out of you.
Right.
Why?
It does feel as though she is just kind of obsessed, or I don't know why this is like her platform. Like if she was a politician. But I'm running on the policies of bonnets and dressing inappropriately while traveling. This is for the queens in the black community. I did not get her.
One of the people on Patreon, I won't say her name because I don't want nobody to attack her. And there's a couple people who are saying this, but basically she's saying that we need to have pride in our appearance. I think, I don't. Here's my thing, right? Say who's in the Steve Harvey, right? He's been in the game about as long as Monique. As far as I can remember, they both been in comedies as long as I can remember. If Steve Harvey was like, you know what, man, black men, y'all need to stop wearing sweats in the airport. You need to put on some jeans or some slacks. I can't think of something I would disagree with more and care less about. Because I choose, that's as comfortable as I can get. I don't even like, I like shoes that I can slip off on the plane.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, Prestos, Adidas boots, something that I could just back heel, and we go. I don't want to have to
Because when
untie.
the feet get hot on the flight, that's the worst thing.
I gotta wiggle my toes. And if Steve was like, y'all out here wearing sweats and easily removable shoes, y'all need to wear full-on tie shoes.
Hard bottoms.
You need to wear hard, or even just shoes that you gotta untie as a man, and don't take your shoes off on the plane. I'd be like, now, Mr. Harvey, hush. You can feel how you feel. And if people said I don't take pride in my appearance, it's me on that plane.
Right.
I'm gonna be on that plane a lot of weekends of the year.
Yes.
Most of the weekends.
Most of them.
Heaven forbid the Delta variant. Amen. So it wouldn't matter to me, and I wouldn't care what. I am learning and caring less about what other people are saying. Right.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't. I kid you not. I'm not wearing no jeans with no belt and no shoes that are hard to tie or regular to tie. Like some Chuck Taylors. Those things are hell to get off. They're ridiculous. And
I think people think that if you aren't at their standard, then you must not have any pride in how you look.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people have different standards. I'm not a person that likes to get fully dressed up all the time or whatever. But my standard is I always want to be able to have good hygiene. Like I want to not be dirty. I want to smell good. That's why I travel with my scent bird, because I want to be able to be refreshed. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care if I have on a bonnet. But I'm gonna tell you what, you ain't gonna be able to smell me. Not in a bad way. I'm not gonna be musty.
And you ain't gonna be plain. Not with scent bird. You say, hey, Angel, what you talking?
Oh, okay.
Is that designer fragrances?
It's designer, and you don't even know which one I'm doing because I got a multi-pack, okay? So which, am I wearing Versace today? Am I wearing Gucci today? Am I wearing Tom Ford? You will know that I smell good because of Scentbird. Now, let me tell you, Scentbird is so simple to use. Literally, all you do is you go on, you tell them what type of scent you like. Like, I am not a citrus girl. Get that out of here. Anything with that orange underscent, I don't want it. I like sweet. I want to taste like candy. I want to smell like it too. I also like clean fragrances, like that smell like, oh, your house is clean, even though I know my house isn't. But what's great is they give you these like little, I call them travel size, little spray bottles. Is like a 30-day supply. And so you get to try the different fragrances, because sometimes these are not sometimes, all the times, these luxury brand perfumes cost a lot.
Yes, they do, Angel.
So you want to know you like it before you drop $300, $400 on a bottle of perfume. And Scentbird makes it possible. So Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that gives you the opportunity to shop from over 600 brands. It's a flexible subscription, so you can skip any month without penalties. Scentbird lets you choose a new designer fragrance to try each month for just $16. Every month, you get to pick what you want to receive, so there's no surprises. They have perfumes and colognes and a lot of unisex options. Choose the perfume you want to try, and they'll send you a 30-day supply. And with an exclusive offer just for our listeners, you get 30% off your first month today. That's only $11 for your first fragrance. Go to Scentbird.com and use our code SK for 30% off your first month. Again, that's SCENT bird.com for you to try your first perfume or cologne for just $11. Sign on. Smell amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In other news, Scottie Pippen.
What'd he say?
He accused Phil Jackson of being a racist. He's had a lot to say over the last week. He is promoting a book and a new bourbon, but that does not mean he don't feel what he feels. Oh. And he got a new twist out he been rocking.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
he got
a twist out. So I'm gonna play the clip. It's a little bit long, but you gotta hear the whole thing.
Wait a minute, was that a glass bottle of vodka or what?
No, it was a mug. It ain't no, never mind.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so here's Scottie Pippen on the Dan Patrick Show calling Phil Jackson a racist, and Dan Patrick trying to prevent him from saying that.
Oh, wow.
Help me understand the GQ article where you talked about the 1994 playoff game when you refused to go back in the game and Phil set up the play for Tony Kukoc.
Well, I mean, it's not much to be said if you go back and look at when Scottie Pippen entered the Bulls and when Tony Kukoc entered the Bulls and who deserved the last shot of the game.
No, I understand that, Scottie. I'm just going by what you said. You said you need to read between the fine lines, and then you go on to say it was a racial move to give him, Tony Kukoc, a ride.
So, I mean, if you knew that Scottie Pippen had been with the Bulls from 87, battled through the Pistons and every other team that we had to get to those 3 championships, wouldn't you give Scottie Pippen one opportunity to get a last-second shot without Michael Jordan? Like, 1 year without Michael Jordan. Can I get one shot? Like, I'm doing all the dirty work.
But all of that I understand from the basketball standpoint. But when you say a racial move...
Well, why would Tony, who was a rookie, get the last-second shot and you put me out of bounds? That's what I mean, racial. Like, that was Scottie Pippen's team.
But
Scottie
Phil
Pippen
then,
was on pace to be an MVP that year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why would you put him in a position not to be successful? Why wouldn't you put him in a position to succeed? Michael Jordan is not there. So who's next in line for you?
But have you talked to Phil about this? Because by saying a racial move, then you're calling Phil a racist.
I don't got a problem with that.
Come on.
I said what I said. Was or is?
Oh, yeah. I mean, do you remember Phil Jackson left the Lakers, wrote a book on Kobe Bryant, and then came back and coached him? I mean, who would do that? You name someone in professional sports that would do that. You know? I think he tried to expose Kobe in a way that he shouldn't have. You're the head coach, and you're the guy that sits in the locker room and tells the players, this is a circle, and everything stays within the circle because that's what team is about. But you as the head coach, open it up, and now you go out and you try to that time, probably one of the greatest players in the game.
Well, it feels like he's disloyal. I don't know if that makes him a racist.
Well, you wouldn't know what, man.
That's your
Yeah.
way of putting it out, and I have my way. I was in the locker room with him. I was in practices with him. You're looking for him afar.
Yeah, and look, that's why I wanted to have you on. But I go back, and Phil designed a play for Steve Kerr when Mike was there. And Mike didn't have a problem with that, did he?
I don't want to. You're not setting me up to answer the right question. What do you mean Phil set up a play for Steve Kerr? He didn't set that play for Steve Kerr. He set that play for Michael Jordan.
I thought in the huddle, Mike says, "I'm going to throw you the ball. You'll be open at the foul line." And Phil had nothing to do with that.
And you don't want to get this show started.
Yeah.
It'll take us a long time. Do you know all those cameras that's sitting in that huddle who they was working for?
The NBA.
So you know who Michael was speaking to when he said that, right? that was planned. That was speaking to the camera. That wasn't speaking out of what we're going to have to do, what the play is going to be. That was speaking to the camera. Had John Stockton not came down, trust me. But that was building his own documentary because he knew he was controlling the cameras. You understand English?
Yeah.
Okay. So all those cameras that was working were working basically for Michael Jordan, not for the Chicago Bulls. But they were building the Come Fly With Me, the Air Jordan videos. That's what it was. That was not naturally spoken.
Okay.
Now,
It was rehearsed.
God dang it.
before your thoughts,
Woo!
right?
Yeah, I read these.
This is what Phil in the book that that Scottie's talking about, that Phil Jackson wrote. Listen to what Phil said in this book. I never read the book, so I didn't even know these quotes were in here. Phil Jackson quotes in his book Maverick: "White players are more often willing to run patterns and work collectively because of the predominance of these are different quotes.
Yeah.
Because of the predominance of blacks in pro basketball, the sport is rapidly disintegrating into a one-on-one sport." First of all, saying blacks like that.
Blacks.
"There are only 5 or 6 NBA teams who can play with more than a superficial degree of team unity. On the Knicks, the starting front court played white basketball while guards played black basketball." End quote. Another quote: "Black kids growing up want to be the superstar of their neighborhood. They want to be the toughest kids on the block, the richest, or once they get to the playground, the best one-on-one basketball players. White kids, on the other hand, usually are raised in more homogenous environment, which provides other outlets for personal expression. They're also constantly being taught the principle of subordinating their own personal glory for the good of the group." He continues, in October 1999, "I don't mean to say that as a snide remark toward a certain population in our society, but they have a limitation of their attention span. A lot of it probably due to too much rap music going in their ears and
That
coming out of
hip-hop.
their being." Coming out of their being. That's why you're always twerking. It's too much rap music going into your ears and coming out of your
Yes,
being.
Not enough.
And the last one from that I found on Twitter, October 2005, "When asked about the dress code, I think it's important that the players take their end of it. Get out of the prison garb and thuggery aspect of basketball that's come along with hip hop music in the last 7 or 8 years." So,
Scottie don't seem too far off, do
Scott,
he?
and this is what Phil wrote and printed.
Oh, and it said with his own mouth.
I mean, he wrote this and then sent it to the editor. And he was like,
this
"You want to
works.
call them the blacks here?
The blacks.
Yeah, call them the blacks." And then say the rap music going into their ears and coming
Coming
out
out
of
of their being, their whole essence.
So you want to say prison garb and thuggery? So this is what Phil thinks is okay. And you were alluding to this, so I would love for you to make the point you're making about Dan Patrick, a Wahite male, telling
Wahite.
Scottie Pippen, who you know, I don't want to say lived and breathed, but worked much more closely with Phil than Dan did,
right.
spending the whole 5 minutes being like, "You don't mean racist, you mean disloyal."
Right,
well,
right.
he did it the one time for the white man. What you talking?
That is the thing. Listen, any person of privilege, and I'm saying I actually sit in a place of privilege when it compared to like someone who is not heterosexual, but any person sitting in a place of privilege cannot then decide they will define what prejudice or whatever that is against that group. So for this white man to tell Scottie Pippen, no, that doesn't sound racist. What are you talking about? That can't be. It's just like, sir, you just don't want to have that put on someone that you more than likely respect and deem as one of the greats. But if somebody who is saying they experienced them is saying that, you cannot then change their definition of it, even if you wholeheartedly agree.
Listen, what I've known about white people, this is the reason they have a problem with black people calling other white people racist. If you can call Phil racist for that, then somebody probably is going to be able to call me racist for something else. So if ergo, therefore, hitherto,
right.
If Phil is racist for that, then I got a black intern who's probably like, oh, you know what? When you gave that, because all Dan's, I love Dan Patrick. Loved him since SportsCenter.
I thought you were calling him Damn.
No, that's just a lisp.
Oh, no.
Damn.
You don't have a lisp or
Yes,
M and N.
You do. And by the way, single me out, Josh.
No.
I want to talk about lisps for a second.
Oh, no.
What a horrible word
You
to
just
use
can't let
for
it go.
lisp for people who have it. That word could have been anything. It could have been red. It could have been called a chuck. But you want to take people who have lisps and then make it hard for us to say the word that defines us? To cruel and unusual punishment to you out there regular tongue havers. It's regular tongue ableists for you to make lispers not pronounce the word that you define for us with the heavy tongueitis. Anyway, I digress.
But you're not going to say that you said the M like an N from
I blame
a
it
lisp.
all on my lisp if I mess up. But anyway, Dan Patrick on that show, he's got Fritzy, some other, I don't remember the other dude, but Fritzy's another white dude. But
That's
everybody
a
I've
real
ever seen
name.
on camera is white. This is the same thing that happened with Bill Simmons down at Grantland. They were like, the black people were like, yo, man, pretty much white people get all the opportunities here. And Bill Simmons, who I liked as well, we be liking white people and we just excuse their stuff, or we don't know. But anyway, he was like, well, this is an amateur night, you know. And mind you, the podcast they be having be the most amateur night stuff. Like it is, Bill Simmons' whole career was like, I'm gonna be like not a real sports guy. I'm gonna talk about mailbags and stuff. So for you, who ain't even like attempting to be a true journalist, to be like, this is an amateur night, it's the problem. So here's what happens all the time. And black people, we can often fall subject to this as well. And I want to make another point, and then I'll make 3 more points.
Okay.
White people, here's how they put white people in position. They say, let me get the most qualified, right? If an industry has been actively preventing a certain group of people, like Hollywood, for example, they pretty much prevented everybody but white males from having all the opportunities, right? Now you say, okay, let's let other people in. Well, we got to be qualified. Well, if you've actively excluded women, all black people, Latinos, Asians, Latinx is out, native population, and then you just say, well, now we're going more qualified. Well, in the entire history of the film industry, all you've said is qualified is basically white males.
Yeah.
Talking about making decisions.
Yeah,
now, they'll cast white people in movies, and they'll cast black people in movies, but studio heads, agents, producers, them is all white people. Hollywood is the most let me put my people on industry I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Basketball, you have to actually be good. In Hollywood, you just have to know somebody a lot of times. Not for acting and stuff like that, but producing jobs,
yes, for that too.
Acting too, right? That's why Harvey Weinstein was so dangerous, because he actually was a person who decided, if you have sex with me, you will get the role. If you don't, you won't. And you won't get the other role, because I'm going to call that studio exec, and because they want my movie, they won't do it. So the actual talented person probably isn't getting the role.
Oh, yeah.
This is why I'm not getting booked.
Listen, it's a lot of nepotism. And just like speaking of, it is who you know. Gwyneth Paltrow, her godfather is Steven Spielberg. That's how.
Really?
Yes, he was like, we need a Wendy for our Captain Hook movie. You want to do it?
That was Gwyneth Paltrow.
That's how she started acting.
Kate Hudson, you know, her doggone mama is Goldie Hawn.
Of course.
You know Tony Goldwyn from Scandal? That white man's family is the Goldwyn in MGM. Metro Goldwyn Mayer.
Yes.
He's the Goldwyn. Jamie Lee Curtis actually admitted this one time. She said, I think she had booked, not Scream, Psycho, whatever one of her first movies was. Mm-hmm. And her family is somebody in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And she was like, look, I get it. The studio's going to say, if it becomes me, an unknown white woman, and another unknown white woman, but my granddad is somebody, that's going to make a better Deadline article.
Absolutely.
So whether that person's better or not, irrelevant. Your granddad is somebody I know, or I want to be in business with you. Mm-hmm. So let me get, listen,
100%.
I'm little in the industry. To hear me sending me DMs, he'd be like, Kev, something has to be done. Because what people send me stuff trying to get to you. They feel like if I get to here, I can get to Kev.
100%.
And I'm low.
But it is to wrap it back around, hold on, because we were talking about that.
We got to come back.
Sports, especially basketball and football, are steeped in racism. You know what I'm saying? Very much so. And
owners.
Come on.
Buying, selling, trading,
all of that.
Auction, combine.
So while we all have had Phil has had a little warm place in our heart because he's been so tied to players that we have loved as a nation.
Absolutely.
People don't want to see potentially the man that he could have been, and very well, it's an environment that breeds that, to have breeding. It breeds when all of the people making decisions are white. You gotta know what time it is then when it comes to that. And I know what time it is because of movement. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you what, movement will let you pick your favorite style, honey. Okay, when it comes to glasses and watches, y'all. Let me tell you about these movement watches. I'm mad that I didn't wear it for you all today. I have this cold-blooded white watch. Ooh, baby, with gold. Oh man, I wish I would have worn it. It's so pretty. I wish. Let me tell y'all what it's called. I got it in my email because it came in here recently, and I said, don't even look me in the eyes because this watch is so a fire. You hear me? It is the. I'm about to tell you the white Nova ceramic watch. That's the one I have. It has gold numbers and gold trim around the dial. Oh, it's so beautiful. They have a look and quality of a $400 to $500 watch, but you're paying at a department store price that you would be paying for a department store, but it's a fraction of the cost. You're not about to be paying all this money for a watch. And I know some people like to spend a lot of money on watches. I do not. Me
neither.
Because I like to tell time from my phone. So I like my watch to be pretty, though. You know what I'm saying? And not be expensive. I like to be real pretty. I like to look luxury, but not spend luxury dollars. You can get that with movement. You can get a beautiful watch shipped right to your door for free. And if you don't love it, you can ship it right back for free.
For free?
For free.
That's crazy, Angel.
It is the best.
Now, I brought it up, but I was waiting for now. They also have the Everscroll blue light filtering glasses, and they are a game changer. Y'all know I'm editing all the time. I'm doing these podcasts all the time. My eyes are looking at a screen all the daggone time, and I've been really I want to get some blue light, what do they call? Yeah, blue light.
Mm-hmm. Joshy has some of those too.
I want to got some of those. Well, let me tell you, they got some cute frames, and I got me these really cute ones. I'll have to wear them next time because I'm adorable in them, especially with my fro. So there's so many wonderful things you can get on movement. Watches, great blue light glasses. We want you to go check them out, okay? So if you want to elevate your look with style that doesn't break the bank, then join Movement and get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to mvmt.com/crew.
Crew with a K.
That's crew with a K. Again, that's mvmt.com/crew.
Crew with a K.
And let me tell you, so once you get your Everscroll blue light glasses and you're not straining your eyes, You can go ahead and stay online and get the rest of your online shopping done, but make sure you're using Honey, okay? We ain't out here trying to have you waste your money. Listen, we got Kev on Stage Studios app that we need you to put your money towards. We got Patreon. We don't want you wasting your money.
We don't. Don't
Okay?
do that.
You could easily pay for a whole year subscription of the Kev on Stage Studio app if you were using Honey, because you would have saved all this money when you were doing online shopping. You could have paid the $5 to be an Angel Wing because you saved money on Honey. And Honey is so simple. Listen, you be on you be online shopping. They like, you got a promo code, you got a discount, you got one of them codes, and you like, do I? I don't know. I thought I might have had one in my email, but I can't remember. Well, Honey said, don't you worry no more. Because what you going to do is you going to download this web browser extension. You're going to download it. And then you're going to go to one of the over 30,000.
30,000
online stores. Okay? And then when you go, like, and I'm first of all, and I'm talking about some really good stores. They got tech, they got gaming, popular fashion, even food delivery. There's a lot of sites, okay? And then you're going to go and get what you want, and then you're going to go to check out. And guess what Honey going to do? They going to look.
They going to do, Angel?
Honey going to look around. They going to say, hold on now. Let me walk around town. Let me see what the discounts are. And once they find a discount that works for what you are looking for, they going to apply it. And you're going to watch your amount that you owe drop. Because, Honey, that's what Honey be dropping it like it's hot, okay? Honey be twerking in your shopping cart. You feel what I'm saying? So I have been decorating the kids' room, and I bought a bunch of stuff. And let me tell you, I used Honey for almost every single last one of their purchases. When I was buying Amar's beanbag chair for his room, okay? Also, when I was buying his rug, as well as his curtains, his blackout curtains, because he going to be sleeping in his room by himself. Got discounts on all of them because of Honey. It was so amazing to use, actually. It was really exciting. It was like Christmas, okay? So this is what we want you to do. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings, okay? Because, like, all you're going to be doing is clicking, apply coupons. It's literally free and installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you're doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast. I never recommend something I don't use. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/SK.
SK.
That's joinhoney.com/SK.
SK. Back to Phil Jackson.
Get it back to him.
Here's what I want people to know.
Back to that.
People are like, how could Phil be racist? He's this, he coached. Listen.
That's what people say?
People say that. Okay. I mean, mostly of like Dan Patrick. How could he? How could he? He's disloyal, drawing a bad play, but racist. He works so closely with the blacks.
How could the slave master be racist? He fed them. He put them in their houses. They had some place to lay their heads. He can't be racist.
Exactly where I was gonna go, Angel. Now listen, I had not heard of Phil being accused of that there. Right? But I also hadn't I hadn't read the book.
Neither.
That a lot of them same talking points go along with the talking points of the racist people. Okay? Blacks and their hippity hop and their pants sagging and their broken homes. Oh yeah, they don't listen. They're this and that. That's the position of, well, white people, they just raised better. They just smarter. They just got better attention span. But now when it comes to basketball, you talk about running fast and jumping high and shooting well. Well, they got that. Listen, you think Alabama, the University of Alabama, the football team wanted blacks? No. But you was finna lose.
You were gonna get stomped.
The SEC. You think they love black people down there? Man, on the football field they do. That don't mean they want you coming to their house.
Oh, absolutely not. And that's what irritates me. These two tie together, these two topics. The statement that Phil Jackson made of like the hip hop is coming from their being and they've got to stop dressing like thugs and thuggery. It so aligns with Monique's way of thinking. It sounds like the same verbiage. It sounds like, Monique is like, you got to respect yourself. You can't wear bonnets. And he's like, you got to stop being thugs and wearing these thuggery clothes. That's why it burns my skin. It's not that I don't understand why some women just would never wear a bonnet out of the house. Mm-hmm. It is this concept that you have now said that I don't value myself or have pride in myself because I don't dress the way you deem appropriate for me. And that is what I feel like white people have done so long. You got to look at our ancestors. When you look at pictures of Harriet Tubman, she's always in a scarf or bonnet-like thing. Black women had to wear hair coverings. Yeah. They were forced to wear hair coverings. So now when they choose to, it's like, you can't wear no hair coverings. No, God dang it. We just now being allowed to dress how we want to dress, and we still have people policing us. And the fact that people don't get that is what irritates me. Not that I don't understand why bonnets are unattractive to some people, but the fact that you think you have a right to police Black women in particular, whose bodies have been policed longer than anybody else's.
Yeah, you talking good,
whose
Angel.
appearance has been picked apart more than anybody else's. Whose hair, we just in the past a decade started liking our hair the way it comes out of our scalp.
Natural movement is new.
It's new, and there are still people struggling with that. And I'm not saying that people have to want to wear their hair natural, but there are still people struggling with just liking their hair natural.
Now watch this. Let's take it a step further, right? Mm-hmm. Black people's survival throughout history in America has often depended on what white people thought they should look like.
Yes.
I'll tell you what I had to tell my actual birth sons. You cannot wear a hoodie with the hood on.
Right.
Walking through the neighborhood with your head down. Mm-hmm. Why? Because a white person can think you up to no good. Why? George Zimmerman thought Trayvon Martin wearing a hoodie at night was where he was someplace where he shouldn't have been. Mm-hmm. And his whiteness, I think he's actually Mexican, but his fear leads to the death of Trayvon Martin. Mm-hmm. Us getting the police called on us is out of fear often starts with how we dress, right? All the way back to slavery, Jim Crow South, there was a TikTok trend. I'm a little bit off, but I'm gonna come back. There's a TikTok trend about white girls faking crying, right? It went viral like last week. I didn't put it on the docket because I didn't know how I felt about it. But they were faking crying, and then when the music would stop, they would like show that they were faking. White women tears, a white woman accusation was a death sentence, right? Yeah. Emmett Till was accused of whistling at a white woman, white girl. Mm-hmm. You end up dead. Yeah. So that respectability politics comes from survival. Yeah. Like these people wasn't just saying this pick yourself up. If you don't look like this, you can die. Right? Literally to my sons, if you don't look, you got your headphones on, like you can't walk around the neighborhood with a hoodie on and your headphones on. Mm. You got to be aware of your surroundings, right? So now my kids, when I tell them that for their survival, even if the world changes 20, 30 years, they gonna more than like, hey, man, don't wear no hoodie outside. Mm-hmm. Like, why, Dad? Man, that's old time. Nah, man, because when we grew up, you know what I'm saying? That's what you tell your kids, and that's how that stuff gets passed down. And that's why we be like, man, we off that stuff because it don't matter no more. But at the same time, a lot of times it matters. Now, back to the natural hair thing. Black women's hair naturally was called unprofessional. Last year,
we had to have a whole policy put in place.
The Crown Act was just so black women could wear their hair the way it grows.
The way it grows.
Locks, braids, curly, the way your hair grows naturally. Because you know what was natural? The way white women's hair grows.
Right.
Often straight, and the perms and all that stuff, that was to assimilate. Yes. So that you could more likely get a job, you need to look as closely to the way people who are hiring deem professional. This ain't no choice. Mm-hmm. This is a requirement. If you don't wear your hair like this, you are not going to get hired.
Right.
This ain't no choice. And then when black people start owning stuff, now Kev on Stage Studios, hey, you could do it. Man, I'm going to tell you one of the best things about All Deaf. There was no code switching. Mm-hmm. It was a time. Mm-hmm. 95% black and brown people in there. Nigga was flying through the hallways. Nigga in board meetings. Nigga in regular meetings. Nigga in email. I remember the first time I saw a nigga in an email, I said,
oh, jeez.
I'm talking about Jordans, rap, It was like an HBCU in there.
Uh-huh.
White people looked at the ground.
I didn't know what to make of it.
It was crazy. My first, so Kev on stage too. We don't say nigga through the hallway, but you know what I'm saying? That people don't, but that ain't Bank of America. Googity. Boeing? You think I was wearing Jordans to Boeing?
Do you see this red hair?
I see it red and big and beautiful.
Okay, it's because I'm here. I was like, oh, I get to go back to the me that I like to be. I have had to, so my hair is so much of my career. It really is. People have no idea how much as an actress, our hair really takes up a lot of our decision making and how we decide we're going to walk into the room. So I was like, oh, since I'm doing the tour and basically I'm taking the last half of the year off from acting because I won't have time because someone took up all of my time.
Baby Yoda, why you schedule so much?
I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to take the time to look the way I like to look. I used to love dyeing my hair before. I'm about to put my nose ring back in. There's a lot of things that I didn't do, but people don't realize.
Oh wait, so what are you saying?
No, I'm not saying anything.
No, sounds like to me, you're saying you could be who you truly are when you
100%
with Kev.
When I am with my best friend Kevin.
You got elevated, John. Although we almost got taken back because she thought I called her Angela and I was
like,
out.
Oh,
I said July. I said
but,
No, don't say we then. Don't drag me down.
No, you coming out. I'm getting him out. But go ahead. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, I definitely can be who I want to be. But and maybe that's why I'm more sensitive to it because I am more attuned to when I'm choosing to care and when I'm not choosing to care because there are times when I absolutely have to go into a room presenting myself in a certain way because of a role. It's not so much because I think they're going to judge Angel, the person, a certain way. So for me, when I'm not in those situations, I don't want to have to think about what other people think of me because that's what I'm doing all the time in my career. I'm thinking about how the people who are commenting right now on our Patreon are thinking about me. I'm thinking about the people who are going to watch it later on because they don't have Patreon or the people on the Kev on Stage too. I'm thinking about them.
Yes.
So when I am traveling, I don't want to think about what other people are thinking about me.
Let me tell you what I just realized. Your acting thing, it brought into my mind something that I was just like, nah. During pilot season, all the black dudes I know come clean shaven, right? Razor bump, McGee, stupid face, because the people they're auditioning for what white people think black people should look like. Robert Townsend's Hollywood Shuffle, go back and watch that movie. Ain't nothing really changed.
No.
Till the only thing that's changing now is black people are in position to make those changes. But prior to that, Hollywood Shuffle, it was rapper. Angel done told me how many times she done played slave role or auditioned for slave role. All that stuff comes out to what white people think. I remember I lost a brand deal, a sizable one, because they told me it was with the government. And they told me you cannot criticize the president. You will lose this brand deal. And I was like, what? I will though.
Yeah.
Listen, I got to live in this skin every day. Okay. I'm not going to say that. To me, that's selling out, right? Taking money and not speaking how I truly feel about something, so that this was black people.
Yeah.
But they was working for white people. And they was like, listen, we get it.
We
But
understand.
we work under this administration. We feel how we feel, but we can't change it. We're trying to bless you. But, by the grace of God and the sweet communion of the Holy Spirit, I don't have to make all my choices by money. Right? Somebody said this the other day on Twitter. They didn't say it to me, but I took it as, you better feel that burp all the way. That thing came from the bellow. That came from the bottom of Mount Doom. They said, dang, that burp threw me off.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I got it. That burp was
It did. It was a car starting.
Two-stroke engine.
Well, you know what? Why you think of it if you can't think of it? But so again, this is why for me as black people, we really have to show more care about how we judge other black people, especially on our appearance and how we act. It's a lot to have to do the dance of trying to not have white people think of you a certain way,
Yeah.
or getting to the point, like I commend anyone who's at the point where they don't care what the majority says and that they are comfortable in their skin. So then when we get around our own people and then we're still hearing it, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with.
I'm getting to the point where I'm realizing that I have to adopt that mindset in order to just survive in this industry.
Right. I mean, and listen, that is why, like, I can only imagine what this woman in the Monique picture could potentially be going through, possibly mentally. And I don't know if she has talk space, but if she does, I hope she's using it, because that is what we all need. You know what I'm saying? Especially as black folk, because we are over here combating not just from the others, but sometimes from ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so with talk space, you can find a way to be able to deal with your mental health. 50% of Americans struggle with their mental health.
Yeah.
Okay. And being able to reach out to a professional, okay, licensed therapist is one of the best ways to really take care of your mental health. Like me and Kev always joke about us not knowing our fathers or not having a relationship with our fathers. While it is funny for a joke, it can take a toll on you, especially when you start to really contemplate like who you are in life, what you could have been in life had you had the support that everyone else, well, not everyone else, but that a lot of people do have. And being able to talk to a licensed therapist to figure out all of those things is something that truly is precious, that we can't emphasize enough. Talkspace makes it so easy to be matched with a licensed therapist and to schedule live video sessions, and it's all from your device. You don't have to, do a bunch of like turning around your day, making all this extra time to just do that. Talkspace wants to make you taking care of your mental health easy. All right. Talkspace offers individual and couples therapy in addition to medication prescribed services, because sometimes the part of your mental health is prescriptive medication.
Absolutely.
And there's
Ain't
nothing
nothing wrong
wrong with it. Do you understand me? Set goals with your therapist and they can help make sure you're really progressing. Thousands of licensed therapists are available to match with you. Talkspace therapists are experts in dozens of specialties, including anxiety, depression, and relationships, and more. I've said it before, me and Marcus's podcast, me and Marcus plan on starting to do couples therapy because we're now working with each other full time, and we just want to make sure our communication is as best as it can be so things aren't being lost in translation. And that's something that we're able to do with Talkspace.
Yeah, it is.
Amen.
Yeah.
Because, we got to find the right therapist for Angel and Marcus. We are two very different people. We need somebody that can speak both of our languages, okay? Okay, so this is what we want you to do. Start feeling better with a single message. Match with a licensed therapist when you go to Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with the promo code CREW. CREW with a K. That's $100 off when you use code CREW with a K at Talkspace.com. Yeah. So, basically it's hard to be black. And
It's hard to be black. Yesterday at the airport, I got recognized with the blackest ever. That's that nigga Kev.
oh,
My sons were like, he said nigga. They didn't say that, but they were like, it was such a genuine
Remember that
reaction.
dude in Atlanta who ran up on the car at the parking lot?
Man, listen, solid dap up. I was like,
come on, Rona.
then I went to the bathroom. I'm talking about immediately washed my hand. I go here with the people. So just let me tell y'all, if you don't know,
Gotta do this. That's what I
God
do.
grace and peace. Listen, y'all, this tour, I done said it, I'm gonna say it again. We ain't finna be out like a Delta variant.
Delta variant.
By the grace of God, if we continue on this old road, hey, jokety joke. Green room.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Don't take it personal, like Monica said. She said that wasn't about a period.
Don't take
I have
it
a hard time.
personal.
She wore them heels.
Yes, she did.
Anyway, moving on. Did you watch the Soulja Boy Bow Wow versus?
What do you think?
You didn't?
That was this weekend?
I got rid of my kids. Why am I going to watch two children?
I'm 0 for 2 on the last ones.
I heard that Bow Wow murdered it.
I thought, never
No,
mind.
that was last week. Eve and Trina, I didn't even know was happening that day. And I love Eve. And I love Trina. I just didn't know. And by the time I found out it was over,
Yeah.
Bow Wow and Soulja Boy, I turned it on for a minute and I was just like, listen, Verzuz is growing into an industry. They got to serve a lot of communities. This is Josh age.
The Bow Wow.
The Bow Wow, Soulja Boy age. Josh did that, crank that. I know you was
Shorty like mine, baby,
know you-
yes. That song was out of here. What?
What the fuck, Josh?
Scream Tour age. And listen,
Shorty like,
you cannot serve all the black people, right? Josh, as a young Latinx, he's not interested in Earth Wind.
No.
And you ain't know
Earth
Earth Wind.
No, that's all my dad played. He still plays that same.
Your dad was on the Earth Wind?
My little brother was on Earth Wind. That's how much my dad plays Earth Wind.
Dang, that's how people learn about music.
That's my
You're
sons
not
be
about
knowing
it.
it.
Don't drag me under
Josh
that
is
bus.
a little black boy inside. He know
That
about
band's Outstanding is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Oh, man. You know what? I had a video called There's No Such Thing as Christian Music, Just Christian Lyrics. John P. Key covered Outstanding.
Yes.
Same bass line. So much of Christian music. By the way, did you watch BT Awards?
Yes, I did. Most Miss Chunks, but yeah.
Kirk Franklin, Lil Baby on a Just Blaze track. This is why Kirk is the GOAT. He is the only, and listen, gospel artists, I love you all. I love you all. He's the only one who's been relevant my entire life.
Oh, Kurt ain't playing.
He has been not just making music, relevant. They kicked off the BT Awards, which actually made me a little bit sad. Not that they made. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, why did Lil Baby look like a little baby at an Easter performance? Like Jesus rose on the third day.
He's learning, guys. He's from the streets.
Is that what that was? I didn't know why. I was like,
Rappers,
oh,
and this is no disrespect to Lil Baby because he keep that thing on.
he was a little cutie though.
He did. He had big Easter speech energy.
He did. I wanted to hug him and clap him and say, "Good job, baby. Good job, little baby."
Of the performers, male rappers tend to have the most boring performances.
Oh my God.
Of all genres, like when you have rappers, they don't got no choreography. They don't got no. It's just.
The
It needs
baby
much-
tried to do a whole bunch of stuff. He had people doing flips. There was a girl pee popping so hard I thought she was gonna break her
perform
pelvis
Masterpiece?
in half. Huh?
Did he perform Masterpiece?
I don't know what he performed. I saw
sorry.
a woman's vagina. That's what I did
What was
see.
that doing out?
She had her legs up here. She was like pop, pop, but she was on her back.
You know, you
Whole
need some
monkey
different
was
type
out
of hip
there.
movement.
Oh, monkey is one of
monkey.
my favorite slangs for vagina.
Her monkey was like,
Yeah, that monkey out. We
It
used
was
to
a
say
lot.
monkey when I was in
It
high
was-
school.
listen,
She had that fat
Maxine
monkey.
Waters could have given that
Ah!
woman a whole pap smear. Okay, girl. Yeah, you good.
Stop it.
Oh, yup.
Maxine Waters' face is what it was like to perform church comedy when they was not ready for it.
Yes.
God is not pleased with this.
I was
I
like,
sat through a lot of them.
Look at I mean, she went for she was like this for a minute. I was like, girl,
That's a lot
we
of core
get
strength.
it.
That's a lot of core
We
strength.
get it. And his performance was just all over the place. It was too much. I didn't understand what was happening. He was in a like a lift up crane thing where they lift him up. He had some girl's hair in his hands. And I was like, what does this even mean?
That was that 40 Angel. You were just like, this is for somebody else.
Oh, it was not for anybody
It's
there.
like
I think
contemporary dancing, if you think about it. It's interpretive.
it wasn't. Well, I didn't know what to interpret. I said, baby, the baby, you did too much. He just did a little too much.
Was it Da Baby or Lil Baby?
It was the baby
Okay.
that was
Yeah,
doing
that-
all that.
that makes sense. I
Now,
can see
little
that.
baby
No, I can
just
see
gave
that.
his
I can
life
see
to
that with you.
Christ,
He did.
took communion,
Last
and
week.
was doing his Easter speech. That's what that was. That's what that was. It was a lot.
I was looking on Twitter. They were showing the 2003 BET Awards. It had Michael Jackson and James Brown on the stage together. And that was just the norm for us.
Yeah.
I mean, the BET Awards, by and large, probably been the best thing on BET for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
I remember when Michael passed, they had a solid tribute to him.
That was the Chris Brown one, right?
No, you talking about when Jamie Foxx hosted?
Oh, it's
The years are merging now. Did Jamie Foxx host that year?
Yes, I felt like they threw it together.
Didn't they have it right? Wasn't it like the next week though?
Yes, they threw it. Didn't feel
'cause
to me
he died
like
in June.
He died right before our wedding anniversary.
And then they like quickly like did as
23rd?
many things as they could, and I was just like, y'all, it felt thrown. Yeah, Jamie Foxx had on a wig and a Thriller thing.
By the way, you just remind me of something. Smooth Criminal.
The weighted shoes.
The lean.
You didn't know
What
there
did you
was
think,
weighted
Kevin?
shoes.
I thought it was magic. Michael Jackson sold me on magic. I seen a YouTube video. The shoes had something.
And it hooked to
It
the face.
hooked to the thing.
Yeah.
They hooked in and the shoes, it was a lie.
I mean,
You know how many months I spent as a child going like this?
Kev's butt is too big to try this.
I'm sitting on that thing. That is...
Kevin's butt was all the way over there. There's no straight line. You are making it a 7. That is what you...
It is a waste of booty meat. It is not attractive to women, but I'm sitting on that thumper.
Kevin is over here making a 7.
You just tilt at your hips like I'm doing it.
First of all, my back hurt because of Angel.
No, you gonna quit saying. But Kevin should have taken a break from running. If you know that you're a little weak back
Stop. What are you?
and all this ball air, why do you think?
Yeah, don't open it up.
Often.
You're in a corner of a room. That's disrespectful.
Oh,
I'm catching
he
a
was
draft
doing
downwind.
sprints and threw his back out doing sprints and is trying to blame me when you should
No,
have
because
taken a break.
Angel asked me, she challenged me to do, what do you call it? Sprints in my workouts.
Why would you sprint though?
Because she was like, come on.
You need him to run first. He don't
Well,
need to just jump into a sprint.
No,
It's
it was 8.0. And you was on the treadmill next to me jogging. You
But
hush.
it's only for like a 30-second.
jogging.
No, it
No,
was a
Kev.
minute on and 2 minutes
Okay,
off.
so a minute
For
increment.
30 minutes, 40 minutes.
I'd be.
Okay, then you take a break. You only do it twice a week instead of 4.
Well, I ain't doing it at all now that my back is out. And then we was shooting the challenge show. My back tensed up and been out for a week.
That's what you did for
it tensed
wrestling
up
with
when
me.
you-
You should have.
That's when I threw it out.
That was your fault.
Trying to win on Angel, she attacked me fully as a black woman. She had a a croquet machete, and she was attacking me.
No.
And I defended myself, and my honor, and my back was like, yep.
Kev hit that great.
My back
Oh,
was,
I can't wait till y'all see this. That's
My
what you did.
back has
You
been
should have
hurting
let
for
me-
a week.
No, that's your producer, your director's fault. If he wouldn't have said what he
Free
said,
throw.
yeah, no.
I would have caused you to lose easily. Excuse me, you wouldn't have failed. That's your
Anyway,
fault.
she got me hurt. Then we went and played tennis. That was just.
I still don't walk right, so you can shut up.
All of us closing in on 40, doing all this physicality. I don't know who's
That was a lot of movement. Tennis
Josh,
is a lot of
my
I closed
back
all
has
my
been-
rings in like 10 minutes there.
My back has been hurting for almost
Great.
a week.
Y'all got Tank just walking up in here.
Tank
now.
up in here?
This is why we gotta lock these doors, man. Hey, Tank, how's it going?
Why is my husband? This
I
is
say, hey, man, Tank's here, guys.
What
Isn't that
up,
great?
Marcus?
Why are you here?
Why can't I be here?
You can be. You're welcome, Marcus. You always welcome.
He just showed
Yeah,
up.
she didn't even say hello to you. Just the
No,
first thing.
look
Why
at
are you
his-
here?
Look at his facial expression. That, your facial expression made me think something wrong just happened. Okay.
She just said that.
That's
Y'all
what we
be up
do.
here dumping trash.
But no, I couldn't walk well for the entire week. I still have the bruises from paintball. I can barely walk. Yes.
Marcus, you got your
what you
revenge,
did.
man. I didn't do it.
You did it.
Yes,
Angel
you
said
did.
treatment regular. Let me tell you what, though, as a black man closing in on 40, there's no older phrase than my back. I threw my back out.
No,
And for real, having it, my kids, we was in Arizona over the weekend, and my kids, when I was walking, they was just like, "What's wrong with you?" They were just so it got to the point I had, you know, it's vacation, amen. You know, the Lord blesses in certain ways.
Amen, amen.
And my first night, I was just like, I can't risk any false. I would love it. I'd love a piece. I'd love a piece of pie. But you know what? I'm at the age where I just can't do everything I want to do. To hear how this joke, a red sauce after 10, I pay for that all the next. Listen, got acid reflux, my back's out. It's all downhill.
Listen, I understand. My butt, just the left buttocks had to walk up the steps. You know how usually you walk one step at a time, like one foot takes a step, the other takes the next step. I had to do step up, foot meet, step up, foot meet, and then I'm lifting my shoulder.
Meet?
Like the foot meets the other foot.
Oh, meet.
Step up, foot. I was like, I feel so elderly.
Listen.
Same thing. Marcus is like, so what position can we do? I was like, I think I can lay flat. I can lay flat, but be careful with me.
Be careful with me. Listen, Carlton Banks had a video about old people sitting down.
Yes,
have you seen
that
it?
is how
all
I'm
week,
sitting.
this is me.
Kevin, that was me.
Oh,
that was me.
I'm talking about I gotta get momentum to get out of the bed. Lisa trying to pull me up weighing all of 107 pounds.
Y'all don't
She
warm
can't
up
do nothing
before
with
you
two.
do these
I don't
challenges.
want to stretch. Marcus back me out all the time.
Marcus had to help me off the toilet. The same way he said, this reminds me of when we would come home from the hospital with the babies. Because I'd be like, let me hold your waist. It's just pick me.
Put that thing on you.
Put that, let me give you some.
Listen, I'm telling you, that's why, like me and Melissa, 20 years, and I can't go. I gotta stay with you. I gotta stay. I can't go to no new woman with my back out. At 38, you threw your wet out. Listen, girl, I can't even do nothing with all that. I can't. You 23, oh girl, shoot.
Just a man.
I mean, I got nieces and nephews your age. That's all I can't think about that. Bring me my good chair. I'm sitting like this on the plane. The flight was an hour and a half. I'm over here tucked in on.
I had to move my leg with my arms. You know when I had to be like, all right, come on. What is that?
Guys?
That's what tennis
You
did.
guys said 30s were great.
They are financially, but body-wise, listen.
This didn't happen to me until 40, so you got your whole 30s to be great.
Oh, I
Just
see.
don't be stretching. So
I don't be stretching. I got to. Oh, I've been stretching now. I
That's
do the
all
happy
you do.
baby.
We be having wafting the ball hair. You always got your leg up.
I had my legs in my hands all weekend.
Kev was stretching his legs like.
Like the BET award. Pop that thing, pop,
I saw, man, let me tell you what. I seen all Food Network programming beat Bobby Flay. Nobody stands a chance. Bobby Flay was beating the brakes off people episode after episode. I was watching the Food That Made Us. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You know the dude, James Kraft, who created Kraft cheese? Cheese hadn't been changed. This is, I don't know why I take so much inspiration from this doggone show. These food titans, I'm going to tell you two quick stories.
Tell me, Kevin.
Cheese hadn't been changed for 2,000 years. It was impossible to sell cheese nationwide because you cut it, it starts deteriorating, turns moldy, people get sick. James Kraft, with $65 to his name, he spent 3 years creating processed cheese and then turned that into $1 billion industry. He had he used the pasteurization process from wine and he put that into cheese, right? Watch this. Super dope how businesses, you just got to start it and you don't know what the thing is. And I got inspiration for the app because the app, you know what I'm saying, it ain't been growing as well. Stage Crew came through and then it just was like, it's been stagnant because we ain't got a whole bunch of money. We're going to just have to keep building. We ain't had, these shows are being shot now. The jump's going to come later. Took 3 years to build the cheese. Then he ain't get his first big break until, you know what it was? World War I. Because they needed, this cheese was high in calories and you could keep it. You all right?
Yeah, I was looking for my shoe.
Oh, you shifted it. Like you got to pee.
Yeah, I got it.
So anyway, they shift the cheese to the army, okay, over in World War I. These army guys love it because it's consistent, tastes good, high caloric content. They come back. He get a $1 million contract for the army. They come back from the war. What do they want? That one thing that was good when they was in the trenches. Boom, $1 million industry. Prohibition, Pabst, the beer company, watch this. They was making beer.
PBR?
PBR. They was making beer. And this is the art of the pivot. And that's why you got to be good at pivoting or you're going to lose your business. Prohibition came. They had all of these dairy connections. Well, they owned a dairy farm too. And they had beer stuff, but they couldn't make beer. So Pabst made a beer. I mean, they made a cheese substitute, right? Like a knockoff of Kraft, right? James Kraft went and sued the brakes off them like, listen, I own the patent on this, but you can keep making it. Just give me a royalty, right? They was like, bet, made cheese all through Prohibition. Then as soon as Prohibition is over, they go back to making beer. And I was like, that's business. Keep your distance. Same idea. Yeah. Can't do comedy in there because of the, Delta variant. Come back. Now when live's open, we back live. Live go back. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be right beside that stage. I don't care if it's just me on that stage doing an hour and a half of new material every time.
Come on, tell yourself, Kevin.
Bombing, but I'm gonna be out there. And also, really quick, another interesting story. Do you remember New Coke? New Coca-Cola when they changed the formula? No, that's Crystal Pepsi.
Okay, no.
So Coke was losing the Pepsi wars, the Coca-Cola wars to Pepsi.
It's nasty.
Yeah, Pepsi?
No.
Coke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
So Pepsi's first big chunk out of Coke was the Pepsi Challenge, right? They did a blind taste test in Pepsi's thing, and they found that people preferred Pepsi 52% of the time. So the dude who did the thing was like, dang, man, I'm sorry, it sucks, man. It's only 52%. And the head of Pepsi was like, that's all we need. Creates the Pepsi Challenge, starts taking it. Out of us four, two of us in this room would like Pepsi, and then you and Marcus would like Coke. In the commercial, they don't show y'all. Right. They show me and Angel like,
this is delicious.
This really worked, right? Coke starts losing. Pepsi, they get Michael Jackson, they give him $5 million to make a commercial. It's the commercial where he burns his hair. That doggone legend from that burn hair thing goes into sale. I'm talking about $5 million from Michael Jackson. Pepsi generated billions off of that. I can believe so much so that they changed the formula for Coke. Right? People hated it.
Of course.
Hated it. Guess what? Brought Coke back. Bring the original formula back, calling it Classic Coke. They destroyed Pepsi. But guess what? Watch this. The underdog mindset of Pepsi. This is so interesting. You know what they did? Because they could not get no fast food people to change to Pepsi. They bought the whole company. Pepsi bought Taco Bell, the company, not the restaurant. They bought Taco Bell.
Said, we'll take you.
They bought KFC and they bought Pizza Hut. That's how you get Baja Blast and Taco Bell. So you know you're going to put Pepsi in there if I own you. And then since they couldn't beat Coke in Coca-Cola sales, they buy Doritos and they buy Quaker Oats.
Gatorade? I don't know.
Powerade. Gatorade is Coke.
Why do you know all this?
Because I'm fascinated with business. How do people create businesses?
No, say what you were about to say.
Food?
No, how do people destroy?
No, oh yeah, well yeah. Because guess what? This is the most important thing. Coke's revenue as a company is doubled by Pepsi. And it's not because of sales from Coca-Cola and Pepsi. It's because Pepsi could not beat them in Coca-Cola sales, so they bought other stuff, and that stuff proved to be more valuable. Yeah. It's all about business and the art of business, and I'd be fascinated with it because I'm in a business. How do I beat Netflix? Well, I can't outspend them. Pepsi could not outspend Netflix, so what can you do? And I'd be watching this stuff, and I'd be like, what can I do? How can I do my own Pepsi challenge for Netflix? What can be my thing? And then I'd be watching these Food Titans. And then when y'all be like, WizKid Kev on stage with a number 7 butt, how did he do this? It's because I be researching all these business titans and seeing what can I do. And then I put it, and then my greatest skill, my therapist said it's pivoting. It's understanding my audience and pivoting. That's why I don't be scared when stuff happens. Once the pandemic happened and I became a better comedian and the keep your distance happened, I was like, bring on anything except the Delta variant. Please, anyway,
please keep far away.
We gotta go. Shooting the love hour.
Go.
God bless you. Be safe out there. Wear your mask. Get vaccinated. Serve the Lord with gladness. Wear your condoms. And don't throw your back out.
Don't do it.
And don't get shot with a paintball gun.
Also, I heard, side note real quick, just to last notes, I heard the Jasmine Sullivan and Ari Lennox performance was incredible.
Where?
BT Awards?
BT Awards.
I didn't see it.
Oh, I didn't either. Okay. I also,
I'm
last
watching
thing,
though.
It's my birthday. By the time I see y'all again, are we doing
the bonus?
Yeah. I thought you were taking off this week.
I was taking off next week.
Oh.
We should do it. We should do it
Can we do it we can't do it before.
Friday?
Before?
What day?
Friday morning?
Okay.
Early?
Okay.
Before the
So
festivities.
virtual?
Virtual on Friday.
Okay.
Well, when you going down?
I don't know. I gotta look at. I don't know.
I need a haircut. I need a fit.
No, I'm gonna make it work. We could do virtual. But what time?
We'll make it work.
We're gonna make it work.
All
and
right,
you gonna
bonus
get your
footage
haircut.
for you guys. We was talking before the episode. Enjoy. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye. Hold on. So there's BBL wheelchairs in the airport?
Yes, that's what I got distracted. I seen a
Miami?
video from Dominican Republic. There was like
DR.
18
Like
girls
wheelchairs
in
just coming off?
Yes, they're running out of wheelchairs.
It's a lot.
Apparently, girls are getting BBLs at 18.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Fam.
I had a girlfriend who got her breast implants as a graduation gift from high school.
I know one. They do the same.
Breast implants as a graduation gift from her parents?
From her mother. She said either I could take you and your girlfriends on a vacation, like to an island, or you can get breast implants.
said,
She
"Forget
was
that."
like, "Give me them titties,
Give me them ditties.
give me them titties, yeah."
BBL is Brazilian butt lift, a butt job.
For your booty cheeks.
At 18, I would have said the same thing. I've been like, F my friends. I'm trying to live. I can get a free trip after I get the
Man,
boot.
you get multiple free trips.
And listen.
Blew it out.
That's crazy.
There's a shortage on, man. And that's what's sad, too.
They're
Like,
running out of
people
butt
need those
stuff.
wheelchairs.
That's what the airport people are like. Oh my
There are
god,
elderly people but let me tell you though.
elderly people don't stand a chance.
Let me tell you who be getting a wheelchair every time they fly and don't need one.
Your mom,
Oh yes.
Mama Dorothy.
I love Mama
Every
Dorothy.
time.
She
She's
deserves
like,
it, too,
I'm not
Angel.
walking from one gate to the next when it's across the airport. Wheelchair assistant.
Are you serious?
She deserves it.
Yes. Especially
Maybe
if
having
she
her
got-
name on a little iPad.
And especially if she got to fly into Chicago. You know Chicago's airport.
Oh,
Man, O'Hare is
go
wild.
under all the runways.
She just be like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to actually eat this. I'm just mixing it.
These are not real glasses, guys. There's no lenses in them.
That's what I got scared, too,
I'm
guys.
just wearing them.
BBLs are dangerous. They are really like making a whole new body.
Wait, are you gonna have to redo it then?
What?
If you get it at 18, are you gonna have to is BBL silicone or fat transfer?
Well, she didn't get a BBL. She got breast implants. And with breast
No, I'm asking BBL. Is it fat transfer or silicone?
I don't know what they put in these people. I'm be honest. It's supposed to be fat transfer, but a lot of these people don't go in with that much fat.
I wonder if they have, like,
there's
hybrid
something-
That's what I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
So I don't.
for
That's what
efficiency.
the reason why I bring it up in my set is because I don't know. What did you say? I missed it. I was just.
I said, what if they have hybrid versions for efficiency?
Listen, they might. I don't know what they do.
A little 50-50, a little 60-40, you know? Depending on the preference.
That's why I talk about it in my set because I'm like, what are they using? Like, what could it be? What do we have so much of that we can? If we
Are they
want-
cheaper? They have to be cheaper than Dominican Republic then.
Yes, and they're not as conservative.
I wonder if it's.
What do you mean
I wonder
conservative?
if it's cheaper if they do.
Oh, you can get
that,
more butt.
Like a balance
Yeah,
transfer.
like a lot of doctors here.
What is your deal? What is going on with you
He's
today?
just talking. He's just talking.
What were you saying, Angel?
the things I think about.
A lot of doctors here, because they want their, their work to have a good name to it, will only do more conservative surgeries.
I think they signed the silicone like an art piece. All right, I'm done.
Women, who's signing the silicone?
Like a jersey at the end of the game.
You think the doctors
Hang that up
signed
in the rafters.
silicone?
They do write the
doctor
date on it,
that I
though.
no,
And, like they number it because like the higher number is like the more rare one.
the more rare silicone. The doctor that I follow that does it, she signs the women's booties afterwards.
You're lying.
No, why are they still under? They
I thought
got.
Dr. Miami was. Oh, he's here though. Or
Maybe,
Miami.
there's probably also some doctors here that will go all out, but you're not going to find them as plentiful as you would and then it's cheaper in the DR. Way cheaper.
I don't want a whole bunch of glasses comments. I already see them.
Like the cost of just breast implants here, you could probably get the whole surgery.
BBL is more expensive than the rest.
Yeah.
I want a man boob reduction surgery, but they don't have that.
They got them.
Yes, they do.
Absolutely.
You talking about they don't have it. You
What are you
ain't going to
talking
like it, though.
Why?
You going to have little scars.
I don't mind Scar.
Or they
He's-
gonna have
he's
the-
my favorite villain.
Or they might have to put implants to give
They
you
might
like
move
peck
your
marks.
nip if they chop that.
They could move it up
Yeah.
to make it look muscular.
Yeah, you would have implants.
Well, there's muscle
though.
under there. It just
And been seen since the early 2000s. No, man, I like my breasts the way they are.
Kevin, when you showed older pictures, like pictures of you younger, I should say, your head was smaller.
No.
It looked like it though.
It could have been. Barry Bonds' head got bigger, but they say that's for because of steroids. But it's magnificently bigger. He had a meaty monstrosity. I was also small. I was under 200 pounds in the 1997s.
But yeah, but when you had on the baby tie, your head don't look as big as it do now.
It's fatter.
So it's the fat. Is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
fat all around here. A baby tie can't. But Zay was un bebé. I was only a little bit over 200.
Only a little bit.
That's 30, 40 your way. All right, already?
Born.
Push-ups? You want me to do push-ups?
Damn, you can do
No.
push-ups.
I threw my back out because of angels.
Yeah.
Josh, take this whole section and put it towards the end and let people know what they're missing out on. Make the episode long.
Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another banger for you. With my boy Kev on stage and that chick Angel.